those of you who got an invite, welcome to Nerd Prom.
No matter where in the world you are, we're all Nerds International. With the hyphen.
Good morning, everyone. This is a pre-recorded broadcast. It's actually 6 o'clock in the morning or something like that, and 6:30 a.m. my time, and I haven't been sleeping well. Went through a pretty vicious windstorm here in the last couple of days in my neck of the world. It's pretty wild. Um, anyway, I couldn't sleep, so well, I did sleep, but I never slept very long, so I figured I'd come out and do a short little video and kind of highlight the new rule sets that I've been working on. Some of you in the past may have realized or remembered that I had a Black Crusade rule set for Fantasy Grounds. And this rule set was a modified version of the Dark Heresy rule set by Science File and Paul Pratt from the Fantasy Grounds forums. Excellent fan-based, you know, rule set. Perfect. Well done. But I like Black Crusade, so I went and took it and I modified it with Black Crusade. And at the time, there wasn't that much I can do with it. I was still learning how to make rule sets or to modify rule sets. And so I had a version done. But then Fantasy Grounds over time updated. And the new updates allowed me to do a lot of different things that I couldn't do beforehand. But unfortunately, the new updates went and ruined the modules. They wouldn't work. So I had to start from scratch again and get them to work again and start over. So this is my latest revision of my Black Crusade rule set. And again, big shout out to Danny Stratton, Science File, and Paul Pratt from the Fantasy Ground rule sets, because they made the original Dark Heresy rule set, and I pretty much just modified it enough to do the work for Black Crusade. But there's a couple of things I just wanted to show people on what they can do, and I guess what I'll do, I'll start with the character sheets first. And the character sheet I slightly updated. No big changes here really. You got your basic information that you can put out. Got a new picture here, stuff like that. Your skill sets right here. These are all the skills. I went and created a template. So when it starts up with all the skills, and I got all the skills and stuff written in here and what they do. So as a player, if they want to see what they do, you can just open it up and read the information. All that comes right from the rulebook. One of the things that some people should know is that if a skill up here is based on agility, for example, let's take acrobatics. If I change agility up here, nothing changes down here. The only time it changes is if I go back to scratch and then I go back to agility. And right there. Oh, sorry, I changed the wrong one. I changed toughness. What a way to start this morning off. But we'll go to agility. I'll go that back 40 here. For example, I'll change this up to 50 or 51 there. As soon as I change it, go back to, if I reset it, it goes back to 0. And then if I go back to my agility tab, it's actually now updated to 51. So that's one of the things. It doesn't automatically update. I haven't managed to figure out how to make it instantaneous. You can also click on if you click on the trained and untrained, it doesn't update it. So you have to go through the list of skills to get it to update again. So that's just something to know there. Yeah, but now if I change it here, If I go over to skills here, still nothing. Nothing changes. So again, you have to do it. You have to click those skills. All right. The next thing I want to go to is the talents page. Now, the talents page originally had different little sections here that you can type stuff in, but I wanted to have something that can drag and drop. So when people are using the other features, they can simply drag it over to the character sheet. You don't have to worry about typing it up, and it's all there. Now, I'm not very good at programming and using XML and Lua for programming. So but I'm good at picking stuff apart and jury rigging stuff. So what I did here, I changed this page to a inventory type page. And this is the big difference now when it comes to the latest updates for Fantasy Grounds, because Fantasy Grounds now allows you to save stuff in categories. And say, for example, if I go to items, well, here are all the items I put in, all the different ammunitions, but you can also break it up into um, categories. So what I've done, for example, archetype skills, I was able to save items as archetypes skills. And I can put all these different things in here. And if I go to talents, for example, or traits, here are all the traits. And these are all saved as actually items. But because you can actually change what they are, I got it left as just blank. And then you can lock it up. And here it is. It's just your basic information. So because I was able to do that, I was able to take all this information and I can make it drag and droppable. So now as a player, you can take your traits and your skills and special abilities and cybernetics and all that stuff, and you can just drag it right over to your page here, and you're good. And I like that. That's really good. And because I did that, now I can make my own modules. And let me go with the module that I'm currently working on here for my character sheet here. So I'm looking on creating a character sheet. So I'm working on my Black Crusade. So if I wanted to, I can go to Chaos Space Marines. I'm now able to link all this information, and from here, if a player wanted to play a Chaos Space Marine, they can go into a brand new character. Let's get rid of that. That's when I was doing some testing. If it wasn't for these buttons, I wouldn't know what to do. So because I made everything drag and droppable, and I got everything saved as equipment, now when I make my little modules, Chaos Space Marines, I can say, okay, so here are all someone wants to play a Chaos Space Marine, they can drag whatever things they want to, except for skills, of course, because skills are already included, like for talents, ambidextrous, bulging biceps. So very quickly they can make a character with Fantasy Grounds with this rule set, and they don't have to worry about copy pasting, and all the rules that they need to use are there. So that's one of the benefits of this big change here. So by changing this to the inventory page or inventory, characteristics, I was able to do that. On the combat page here, this is a really cool thing. Here's all your skills and stuff up here. One of the things now that you can do is, well, it's a lot easier to do the combat part. In the older edition of this, and this idea here came again directly from Paul Pratt and Danny Staten, sorry, from from their newer Dark Heresy rule set, and they got a page here completely dedicated to combat. So all the information you need is right here on this one particular page. So one of the things now that you can do, let's put this up here, is now it's all here, and I can take any of my items. Let's just say I want to have a plasma gun. Now I can just drag stuff directly to here, and everything works perfect. So all the information is here. Depending on what you use right here, whether it's basic or melee, attaches it to your ballistic strength, or sorry, your ballistic skill or your weapon skill. If I was to change that to melee, it automatically changes now that to weapon skill. So whatever your weapon skills are up on the top here will be adjusted to here. And you got your different abilities, you got your parry and stuff over here that you can use. Anyway, so I'm going to bring this back to basic. So all the information is here. If I want to make a ballistic skill, I can check it out there. Here's your damage rolls. You know, it adds everything to it. One of the cool things about this is now the clip size. Now, one of the things I'm going to change shortly, probably on the next update, or maybe not, I'm not sure yet, is my clip size is 20 here, so it's 20 shots. And if you just scroll down a tiny bit, you can see all your different ammo. So you can check off your ammo down here. All these in the previous edition not all of them worked right, but now they properly do. For example, primitive and proven, all those modifiers now work properly. If it's tearing, it'll roll 2 dice and add the highest. So all these different things are good. Now sometimes, depending on what you have, if you have any of these attributes up here left as 0, and you drag something over that uses, for example, ballistic skill, if it's a 0, you're going to get an error that says, hey, can't find the proper characteristics. So all you got to do there, well, if this is a little different here too. Say I'm going to change my ballistic skill up to 50. Down here it doesn't work. Now again, you can use your control button and mouse up, and you can adjust it the same way, and that gives you a plus 10. As you can see down here, it's adjusted. Or what you can do, depending on if it's a melee or if it's a ballistic weapon, you can just click on your sights, and by clicking on that, it automatically refreshes. Right, so now it's back up to 50. So if I want to change my ballistic skill quickly down to 40 in the weapon profile, I can go down here, click on sights. It adds my sights bonus, but when I take it off, it's now properly reset. So that's just a few little of the quirks with the software. So if I go into my characters, and I'm going to add him to there. So one of the things I wanted to show everyone is some of the things that you can do with this. So right now, if I put it on him here, I can actually target the characters. I can, if I remember correctly, if you click on the icon, you can hold Control click, and you can target the icon or the whatever's on the character sheet there. Or if you wanted to, you can use these buttons over here, and you can drag this up to whoever you want to, and it also targets them. But the cool thing about this is once it's targeted, all these automations actually become active. Now this guy here, he has nothing. He has no armor, I don't think. But let's just change it to 10 or whatever. Just so he's got something there. All right. So if I click on here now you can see all the different armor. He gives you cover, and he's got all his armor set there. But I want to target him. So the way combat works with these systems now, and this is brilliant. This was a brilliant idea by Paul Pratt. So now that he's targeted, I can roll my ballistic skill. I rolled an 11, and it talks about the successes. So right here, it says down below is that I attacked the shooter. I hit with 2 degrees of success in the right arm. So what you do up here, all right, go to hit location, change it to right arm, and now I can roll the damage just by clicking. And this thing is going to be minus 10 penetration. So whatever I roll is going to do direct damage, plus 8. So it's pretty intense. So let's just see what happens. And I'll actually open this up so you can see it. And let's just say this guy got 20. So see how much this is going to hurt. So let's go. Double click that. Wow, heavily wounded. All right. It actually does 11 points of damage. Talks about the penetration. His total damage resistance was 5. So it did a fair amount of damage. So that's kind of cool. Right here, you have your infamy point tracker. So if you have infamy points, you can click on here. I never bothered to put it on the NPC page, although they do have it, the ability to use infamy points. I just never bothered to put it there. It wasn't really worth my time, I don't think. I may add it there later. But anyway, all your different information is here. When it comes to your initiative, one thing that doesn't quite work right for some reason, it doesn't update or show your agility bonus here. But on the main page, it will show your agility bonus. Where's the 2? Right there. But anyway, during your turn, if you roll your agility bonus, anything with this little icon is an agility bonus. If you roll it, it'll add your +4. All right, like it doesn't show it here, but it does say it's here. So it'll add to it. And it'll actually adjust you on your initiative over here on your combat page, which is really cool. There's a whole bunch of effects that you can use. You can put effects here, for example, Terminator armor. So let's just, for example, this guy here has Terminator armor, which gives him a 35% chance that anything that hits him is going to be absorbed by the power armor. So let's go back to my combat page. I'll make a roll. Let's miss. That's another miss. I'll try it one more time and then I'll adjust it. All right, so let's just make this a totally like it's going to happen. Just boost it right up. Now if you watch down here, man, I'm glad I'm not actually playing. There we go. And you can see that it automatically rolled the field check for his Terminator force field, Terminator armor. So it actually tells you that I hit. But yeah, so that's kind of cool. You got different ones. You got your power fields, and you have your refractor fields, conversion fields, all these different things there. And the list of all these effects are currently on my blog page. If you go to the blog page, which talks about this one, you can see all the different effects that you can type in. The thing is you need to know is that this stuff here is case sensitive. So it's just the way that XML works. But so if you do that, and you go to use these effects, they got to be case sensitive. So what I've been working on slowly is putting in the different things you can do here. So if I'm currently, let's say I'm panicked, all right? Now panicked will make different things happen here. So I'm pretty much sure it lowers my skill. So roll that, see what happens. Yep, -10 because I'm panicked. So it actually reduces the score. So all these different effects are in there. And I'm slowly, well, I just started here now, but you can put in all the different effects that are in the game. And by doing that, it adds the, positive or the bonuses and minuses to your skill rolls. So that's different things you can do. On your gear page, again, this is just your standard inventory page, so everything is here. Calculate your inventory. On your psychic page, now this is something that is a project that I haven't figured out how I'm going to do it yet. Psychic powers in this particular rule set, in Black Crusade and the other one only War, psychic powers changed. And they don't work the same as they do in the other rule sets, such as Dark Heresy, Rogue Trader, and Deathwatch. So for Black Crusade and up, you can put your own abilities here and you can do your different things. But unfortunately, it doesn't work properly because if I had a psychic power down here, I had, I don't know, power level 4. It actually adds everything to it. You can put in the number of dice that you want to use and you can roll it and it makes the proper adjustments. But this is the old version, so this doesn't really do anything for me right now. So as a workaround that I've been looking at is anything, all my what I have been doing is I'll put in my information here, the spells and stuff like that, or the psychic powers, and just for reference, I can put everything in here. For example, if I go to, let's see, I haven't had a chance to do much with it lately. But anyway, my plan is to be able to drag and drop stuff into here. And all you got to do here is when you go to roll, instead of reading what it actually reads here, you just read it like percentile. So it'll be 54 because this is based off your, goes against your willpower check. So if your willpower is 40, obviously he failed there, right? But anyway, that's just a little workaround. The XP page hasn't changed. So you can put in your XP points and your experience points and your talents and traits and stuff that you upgrade as your character grows. And your reference page, this is still the older one. I'm going to change this now eventually. So it's the newest version of all your different actions. I might even change it so you can click on it and read each one. So it tells you what you can do. So yeah, that's just the basic version, or basic how to use the rule sets. Again, I got only War Made. I also have Rogue Trader, and I have Death Watch. I guess what I'll do, I'll just very quickly show you some of them, the themes. So that was Black Crusade. So let's have a look at Only War. Only War. We'll go in order. What's the first one I find? Only War. There we go. There's Only War. Open that up. So there's my Only War theme. I'll change that to player. There we go. So pretty much it's the same rule set. It's got your different pictures there, the characters. That's what the character sheets look like. And all the same features are there. So you got your ability to drag and drop. One of the things, before I forget, is, and I haven't updated it yet, but on my very next update, before, if any of the equipment had ammunition and it was left 0 and you dragged it over to here, it will give you an error. And you actually had to go in and put a number there. In the newer edition, newest release, when I get this ready, you don't have to worry about that. That'll be gone. But anyway, this is Only War, and I like the theme of this one. It's pretty cool. Then I'll go to Rogue Trader. Rogue Trader's, I'm starting to get a little bit better. Rogue Trader is my newest theme, and I really like the look of this one. So I'll go to Rogue Trader. I really like the look of this one. One of the things all my rule sets have, if you click on any of the buttons, they all have like secondary visuals. So you have the little supernova glowing up there in the corner, which is kind of cool. All the little buttons over there, if you look right up here, they glow. You might not be able to see it on the screen, but I'm slowly getting a little bit better at showing how this thing works. The character sheets in this one, just the character sheets, all your different skills. Again, now in this one here, the psychic abilities work the way they should. So if you have a psychic ability, it works the same as the rules would expect it to. And I just noticed I have an issue right here. I got part of the Death Watch section here, so I got to change that. What else? And the last one is the Death Watch. So this is the Death Watch theme. One of the things that I never mentioned before is down here is your dice tower. One of the things I like is when you grab a dice and mouse over the dice tower, it actually lights up and changes again. So you get the little red light that shows up. I like that. It's a nice little touch. Go to the character sheet, and this is what the character sheet looks like. So yeah. So these are the 40K rule sets that I've been working on. Very happy with them. I tried to eliminate as many of the little glitches and script errors I was getting in my previous editions. Um, you may get some if it's looking for a stat or an attribute score, and the attribute score is 0. You're going to get an error. All you got to do is just change that. It doesn't affect the game. It just gets annoying when the little console pops up. But anyway, that is my different versions of the 40K rule sets. Again, big thanks to Paul Pratt and Danny Stratton. Much appreciated for their efforts with the Dark Heresy rule sets. He also just updated his Dark Heresy rule set, and it looks fantastic to work with the latest edition of Fantasy Grounds. So check it out. And who knows? I want to be playing some Black Crusade in the near future. So there's a lot of different rule sets out there now that I've been wanting to play. But anyway, so this is the Jolly GM. This is JC. Very early in the morning, Newfoundland Standard Time, surviving a massive windstorm with up to 140-kilometer-hour winds. Just getting some power back here in the last few hours too. Anyway, guys, you have a wonderful day, and keep on rolling your dice. Thanks.